Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
On YouTube, Ryan V wrote, I'll become a VIP member of Keith and the Girl. KeithAndTheGirl.com/VIP. It's every show we've ever done. It's all our spin-off shows. It's deals on stuff. I'll become a VIP member if Keith wears a different color shirt every day of the week. LOL. Now, usually I wear tan cutoffs that I stole from my girlfriend's gym.
By the way,
So-
cutoffs. I don't know that people describe t-shirts as cutoffs, but you literally cut the sleeves off, so we're calling them cutoffs.
Yes.
Yeah. That's going to make the dictionary someday.
Well, take a look at my new shirt right now.
What is that?
That's Aaliyah, baby.
What is Xerxes was like, oh, so you're relevant.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend
Stroke
loves.
the middle, stroke the middle.
Maybe that should be the wedding song. She wants "At Your Best" to be our wedding song, and it's such a horrible, horrible song. But maybe. But anyway, she loves Aaliyah. Adam happened to see this shirt at some Nashville Walmart or something like this, and got it for me. And boom! Welcome our new VIP member, Ryan V. That's exciting. KeithAndTheGirl.com/VIP. Also get a discount on Silent Trailers tickets. Tomorrow is the final Silent Trailer production meeting that we're ever going to have. So take a look at those things. It's very exciting. Of course, on iTunes and whatnot, you can leave ratings and reviews. This is on iTunes. This is from... It's very... Well, you know if you wrote it. Anyway, this is from somebody, and thank you very much. The printer's running out of ink.
You have your glasses on. Holy shit. Are you
Man.
trying to move the page so it gets bigger, like with your two fingers?
It's tricky glasses. They're actually like secret bifocals. Mandra, I believe. And the subject was yes, 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 5 stars. And the body says never know. So thank you. That is very, very nice to...
Never know, like you never know?
Yes, 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 this show.
Oh.
It's never a no.
It's an enthusiastic consent.
Yes.
It's a hell yes or a no
That's
in
right.
in review form. I like it.
You know our buddy Vincent
Classy.
Garcia, right? I never know what
course.
this person's emailing me, and I have to ask Chemda, and Chemda somehow explains insane. And Vincent said, you mentioned your movie She's Crushed in your last episode. I say our, we're a team. Have to say, I just saw it. Well, watched 10 minutes, then fast forwarded it to your scenes. You are a really good actor. Now, this guy, he's not woke. He's not going to do you no fucking favors. He says, I'm a good actor. I'm a good actor. You were the only one who didn't seem like you were a porno actor.
Oh, is that still a compliment?
I think it's to me. Fuck them. They're not here. Your lines seemed so natural. Well, I made them up. Even after someone talked, your next line didn't seem like a script. I know you never understand my emails. Have Chemda explain, Vince.
I think it's a compliment.
I think I get this one. Yeah. By the way, am I the only one who sees... There's a horror movie on being advertised on TV, and they show the night vision camera in a theater, and you show people getting scared and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? You ever see this?
Yeah, when the ad shows the audience instead of the trailer of the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the times we're able to go to a movie theater and get a hand job in peace? I'm sitting there in this commercial, the third row. That is rude. That is rude and rude. Today's guest, you're going to love him. He's been on before and you loved him then. We'll see if he grew better or worse, but I think we're in for a treat. Comedy Central, JFL, the movie Hustlers. He played J-Lo. Gianmarco Ceresi. Hello, Gianmarco.
Hello.
Good to see
Still
you.
getting hand jobs in the theaters. Congratulations to you.
Dude, it's the way I dress. Chicks can't help it.
That was the thing when I was in high school. They were like, you get a bucket of popcorn, you cut a hole in the bottom, and you do. And I'm like, are you the amount of labor that goes into this? I'm gonna bring scissors to the theater. I'm gonna have butter all over me, and you're wasting the popcorn. Most importantly,
Yes.
that's expensive. That's $12. That popcorn. That's not worth a hand job.
Gianmarco's album, you can check it out. Like a quick 30 minutes in and out. It's called Shelf Life. I enjoyed it very much. You did it during the pandemic.
Yeah, we were responsible for the third wave.
Are you dating somebody now? And was the pandemic affecting it?
I am dating someone now. We met in the later part of 2020. We lived right next to each other. We formed a pod.
Okay.
Me, her, and one other friend, mutual friend, and
No, I'm sorry for that
we
friend.
Yeah.
it was
Oh
tough.
Lord.
It
Yeah.
was very
Not
tough.
for
A
you,
lot of
John
like,
Marco.
I know the poor friend. We would be hanging out, just the pod, and we'd say to our friend, like, "You got to find a new pod. You gotta, cause
Yeah.
you gotta leave."
Oh, we're having a
And
sex pod now. Oh,
yeah, and
yeah.
it's a strange time to start a relationship. It was very intense. It's like dating on like as the Titanic's going down. Things are moving fast. You don't know what the
Right.
future holds. You're not asking about the future. You're just like, I love you. Let's have sex. And now things are normal. Now it's like, what's to do? It's not exciting anymore. You go, so you want to do karaoke tomorrow? It's very different. So it's intense. We've been together almost 2 years, but it feels like,
But two
a
years,
pandemic.
2 years mostly in a pandemic.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
John also does. John, I said, but I meant John Marco
take it.
happens to do a John Mulaney impression. Do you do? How many impressions do you do?
It's not a lot. I can only do a couple. I do Jeff Goldblum, John Mulaney, and I think that's it. Roberto Benigni. If I go back, that's a great reference everyone loves these days. Roberto Benigni, and I remind them about the movie he did 20 years ago.
I have his shirt.
You do?
Yeah, yeah. What would happen if Jeff Goldblum and John Mulaney crash landed on a desert island?
Oh, well, I have. Thank you. That's a movie I have coming out very soon. I play both parts. I think Mulaney feels very precious, and he would not survive long. Jeff would. He'd know what to do. He'd become one with the animals. He'd become the king of the animals, and he'd say "Rrrr" to all the tigers, and they'd get close. And John, I don't know what John would be like. I can't deal with all of these tigers right now. We need to get off this island. And Jeff would say, no, nature finds a way into my heart. And he would become one, and John would try to swim away and probably die. That's
I
the
love
whole
it.
movie.
It's my birthday. Thank you for that. Saturday Night Live just hired 4 new cast members: Marcela Hernandez, Molly Kearney, Michael Longfellow, Devin Walker. Do we know any of these names? John
We
Marco.
finally have a Longfellow. I don't know. That's just such a
Yes.
fun name.
I know Marcelo. Marcelo and I
Okay.
were at JFL together quite recently. And I said to Marcelo, I said, it's either you or me going to get SNL this year. And he said, I think it's going to be you. And I said, me too. And we were both wrong. So I know Marcelo. I know Longfellow a little bit. So I kind of know them. None of them are close friends. Thank God, or I'd be,
Right.
I would have a tough time pretending to be happy for them. But
I mean,
good
you
for
already
them.
can't be friends with Marcelo because you guys were so wrong together.
I know.
Do you? What is the? Have you have auditioned though, right?
I did the showcase last year, I believe. I've never done the screen test. That's the one where you're in the room, which sounds very daunting for a stand-up comedian because
Sure.
it's like you, for Lorne, and 3 other people.
No
It's like a
laughter,
Zoom show.
supposedly, because it's business. They're really
Well,
taking it in.
that's what they used to say. They used to say no laughter, and then like Shane Gillis said, like, I got laughter, and everyone's like, oh fuck, now if I don't get laughter, I'm a
Right.
failure. So it sounds very stressful. Who knows? Who knows what SNL is going to be in a couple years? Lorne is 185 years old. He's on the cutting edge of comedy.
Maybe he'll be
And,
president next.
Sure, that would be fitting.
Yeah.
That would be fitting.
Well, how was your audition? What was it? It was a showcase, you said?
Yeah, it was a great showcase. It was mostly characters, some stand-up comics. It went well.
What'd you have to do?
I feel
Your set?
I just did 6 minutes.
Mm.
6 of my best minutes. I feel like, listen, I have a lot of friends who really dream about SNL, I think that's a dangerous dream to have. That's like dreaming of winning the lottery. There are not a lot of slots to go around. So I could see myself doing a weekend update someday. But you got to think like that's just not going to happen. That's the only way to live one's life.
Sure.
You can't bank on these things.
The during the pandemic, and we had the Black Lives Matter became a bit, but all this shit was going on at the same time. You did a couple marches, right? You're on the side of good. I hear you on podcast. I see your tweets. I think you're on the side of good. To be clear, the side of woke, which some people think is too much, but I agree. I'm left of left.
I agree. I'm left of left. I had to do the marches to make up for the fact that when the marches first started happening, I did an outdoor comedy show. It was the first one back. And it's to be telling dick jokes on a truck bed while people are marching to the side of you about Black Lives Matter.
Right.
You really gotta do some acts of good to make up for that sin.
He said that he was chanting. He was like, "No justice, no peace. Fuck these racist ass police." And he goes, "I look to my right, and there's a dozen black officers. Black lives matter. Your lives matter. All lives matter that are black." It does seem I would be a little nervous marching in Harlem. Like, do everybody understand? Do I have the pin? Can I have the pin you guys have?
Sure. Well, I'll tell you even worse. So I lived in Harlem. I moved during the pandemic, but at the time I lived in Harlem, across the new Whole Foods on Malcolm X Boulevard, which is what he would have wanted, I'm sure.
Sure.
And we were marching down Malcolm X Boulevard and chanting, all the chants. And then suddenly it got around to the block where I lived. Everyone saw the Whole Foods, and they started chanting, "Hey, hey, ho, ho, these gentrifiers have got to go."
Oh, fuck.
And I don't know if you've ever had a march turn against you while you were in it, but it was awful. It was awful. I first white guy I saw come out of Whole Foods, I was like, "You don't belong here," and it really confused him because he was my roommate, and that's when I knew it was time to move to the Lower East Side.
And your dad, he's very Republican. Is he a Trumper?
My dad's more of like, he'd be more of a libertarian if he really thought it through. He just doesn't empathize, doesn't care about other people. Not a full Trumper, not a Q.
Okay.
But he's out for number one, and that's his bank account.
Right. You mentioned like these Republicans. We should have told them. We told them that the masks help other people, and that was the mistake, right? And also to help fight the virus. They love war, these Republicans. So instead of saying wash your hands, say waterboard your hands. It's a fucking invisible war we're fighting. Maybe that would have helped us. But here we are. How you feeling doing comedy in general?
I mean,
at this time,
I've been touring full time. I've been, it's one of those things. Once I got back on the road, I took that risk. Everyone's taking what risk they believe in.
Sure.
Once I started selling merch, that's when it was over. Right. I mean, in terms of me, there's no precautions to take when you're selling merch because audience members come over. They want to tell you about a joke. They want to tell you about a joke about their family.
Right.
And it's
zoom
it's
out
hard
right
to
in
be
the
like,
screen. Yeah.
Please buy my overpriced hand towel, but don't tell me the story about your divorced family. I just have to accept it.
You know what? Yesterday, Xerxes and I went to our first stand-up show since before the pandemic. Yeah, and it was outdoors. It happened to have space 6 feet, and not that like we're still really doing that. But it was mindful by accident, and we didn't really know anyone or didn't check the lineup. Turns out Jess Wood is on stage, and I'm like, holy shit! Turns out she moved back. We saw Sam Evans. Ran into people. And so then afterwards, I'm saying hi. And I have to really understand how to socialize, like come back, because I will say my inner thoughts on the outside. And I don't know my transitions as well as I used to. So Jess Wood, of course, she's saying hi. She saw us from stage, blah, blah. She comes, says hi. And I'm like, okay, we're hugging now because this is what we're doing. Pandemic over. Ah! And all of this is happening out loud. And then she's talking. I realize I'm so hungry. Xerxes is so hungry. And we were like going to bolt out the door afterwards. But instead of me like, all right, we're going to go grab a bite. I'm like, okay, good seeing you. And I went for a hug. I'm like, wait, was there an end of a sentence and a segue there? Or did I just say good seeing you? And then later on, we ran into her again on the way out. And so we talked for like a second. And then I thought, okay, good seeing you. And I went for another hug. I think I hugged her 3 times.
Well, you know what? I think if you bother going out, people say, you mind your risk. By the way, the risk is you can't pay your rent. You can't pay your mortgage. That's the risk you're willing to take, right?
Sure.
But I think if you're willing to go out to a comedy show, be willing to lick your friend's cheek. I sincerely don't know where the line is. You trust the virus, you trust the vaccine, excuse me, or you don't.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, and I knew if I saw someone, and if you're going to be in a comedy space, you're probably going to run into someone. So we made the choice. We are with people, but I'm just so used to the Zoom, and I'm so used to
Sure.
like where things go and how things happen. And Sam said hi, and I think I was awkward there too, and there was a lot of hugging to transition myself.
I'm going to a wedding next weekend, and the people who are throwing it, it's a very wealthy family, and they are doing rapid tests for every single guest for every single day for like a 200-person wedding.
Wow.
And it's one of these things, I guess I'm like, first, I have yet to hear an answer. If the bride or groom has COVID,
sorry guys,
what are we going to do? Because I'm not taking off another weekend later for this. It's one of these things where I'm like, maybe don't have the wedding. Maybe you're not feeling ready up for I don't know. But if what happens? What happens? We're all traveled to Los Angeles for this. I don't know.
Right. Do you think like if somebody travels, they're really going to say to somebody, hey, you failed the test, you have to go home? Would they really say that? I don't know.
Well, why would they do it? They're not going to let me. I just.
So that you're comfortable.
I don't know.
They would lie so that you're comfortable.
I think if you test positive, you're supposed to stay home, so you stay home. But yeah, if the bride's positive, then 6 feet away the entire time somehow, that's it. We separate the wedding.
You're going to gussy up? I'm going to put on a suit and go there and then get the test and then go home in the suit?
Not go home. Now you're on vacation. It's just a different kind of vacation.
I only paid for you. I didn't want to be on this fucking vacation to LA.
They should have a COVID box, and the wedding is split up by plexiglass. I mean, because I'm telling you, if the bride has COVID, they are not going to call off the wedding.
Right.
But there's no way.
But you're supposed to.
Sure, you're supposed to, but you're still going to come around with that bag so that I put cash in it. You know? Yeah. Hemda just went camping, and no COVID fears, right? You trust all these people?
I did. Like a few weeks before, I threw out the notion that, the people who are traveling to New York to come camping, maybe they take a test because they're just getting off a plane or a train, like literally, And then I kind of like took that back, but I must have not taken it back strong enough because Newsy was right outside my door taking the test. Then tested negative and said I'm free to come. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. And Alyssa was flying in, so she might have had to take the test just to see if she can get on an airplane. You don't, for the record. Oh, okay. So maybe these people were doing it for me, and I appreciate it. But I know that it's too late. But it still made me feel a little better. And then I'm in a space where like we're opening back up. We just have to move slow because I even forget, Newsy was here a day before we went on the trip, and I'm used to smoking with Xerxes, passing it back and forth, and we would skip Newsy because even when it opened up a little bit, when we were smoking with people, we were still at a distance. They had their own, spliff or whatever they were smoking. We had our own thing, and we passed it back and forth because that's how we considered the pod. Now I'm forgetting that, like, it's like you said, Keith, when you first came out, you didn't know, like, now I face this person and give them time. And
yeah, one of the first hangouts was with my friend Brother Love, and it was him and his wife here in New York. And I'm trusting the vaccine. I trust the two of them. We're hanging out at a bar, and it was just weird to get back into society. And I have to realize, like, okay, she is on her phone, but I still have to look at her when I tell him a story. Turn your head this way. Now going to the bathroom. I stood up like I'm a sim. Make a laugh. and start walking. It was strange.
There was a little bit of that, but these are people that I'm so comfortable with that and I don't think I'm going to come off weird. So yeah, we went camping, and this time, in order to stay, we didn't need a van for usually I get like a 15-person van. We didn't need a van if Xerxes and I went the day before and dropped off a whole bunch of shit and then came back, took 2 people and went back up. So we had to do the trip twice. And honestly, like, I don't know why I go camping. Let's go into the state park sort of woods to hopefully not be, hopefully not be eaten by bears, or they come around to look for the food that we have, make everything a lot harder and dirtier and messier. And I have a fantastic time. It's so much work and it's so worth it. But the first night, somebody threw up all over the campsite.
No,
So-
does this
Oh
make
my
you nervous?
God.
Like you're not Dr. Fauci. Does that make you nervous, or it's booze or something?
Oh, well, it's not a very boozy crowd, but nah, it didn't. No, at first I thought, oh my God, are we all going to get sick? Maybe we ate something, maybe we didn't cook something well enough or something like that. And then like no one else was feeling bad. No one else was having a hard time. And, maybe it was an adjustment. Like you start camping, you're like, what's one hot dog? You don't eat one hot dog. You eat 3 hot dogs. You smoke, 10 spliffs. You have the large edible that's going to fuck you up. And maybe at the end of the night, you're throwing up absolutely everything. And
Oh,
and we're sitting by the campfire. So of course it's the circle around the fire. And all of a sudden he looks a different color, starts puking. Now here's the weird thing. Xerxes and I were already getting up to get something from our tent. Somebody else was getting up also, but now someone's throwing up. So a couple of people are giving him the space because he's Carrie's boyfriend. So we figured Carrie's got this. Otherwise, we're all like, going towards a person who's throwing up. Are you okay? Are you okay? So we're all kind of like dispersing a little. He ended up thinking like, oh my God, I emptied the room. Like I sent everybody away. And we're like, no, someone has to throw up. It's you. You're throwing up. You're fine. So Carrie puts him in the tent. He's down for the night. Everyone ends up coming back, but no one's sitting around the fire because now there's just a bunch of puke there.
Okay.
And so Carrie comes up to the table. It's separate than the fire, and goes, hey, like he's sleeping. Everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. Hey, let's all go around the fire again. And everyone just blinks at her. And she's like, you guys don't want to go there? Let's go. He's fine. Everything's fine. Let's go around the fire. I'm like, okay. There's a lot of puke by the fire. I'm like, we're all very excited to go back to the fire, but the puke is going to have to be picked up. And we're not really doing that right now. And Carrie goes, are you all looking at me? And I go, we're not looking at you.
Right.
And she goes, oh, fuck. Am I the girlfriend here? And I'm like, you are the girlfriend. And I don't want to just be like, the girlfriend has to clean it up. But I don't think it would be appropriate for me to clean it up. I will help you. I absolutely will help you.
Go get him.
But this is yours now. She goes, holy shit, I'm the girlfriend. She's like, you guys expect me to pick this up? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, yeah, I guess that's right. And she's like blown away. She goes, fuck, I got to do this now. And I'm like, yep, welcome to your party. In my head, I'm thinking like, this is kind of fucked up, but it's not. Like if Xerxes threw up, I'm picking it up, right? But not everybody's coupled up in the campground. So if the non-coupled up person threw up, we would all clean it up. But since you're coupled up, it's your couple person.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow this rule?
Yeah, no question. Yes.
No question.
No
Gianmarco?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a very good rule, and I think I would have been blown away too because I would have been like, oh yeah, you're the vice president of the shit show in a way.
Right.
It's like, well, the president's out of commission. You have to step up.
It's weird though, because it feels, maybe because it happened to be that the guy threw up in the and I'm going like, that's your baby. You guys want to call each other baby all day? Here it is. Clean up your baby shit.
and now I'm gonna learn, to judge couples less when I hear a woman say to her husband, like, "Didn't you have enough hot dogs?" Like, oh, what do you? No, she doesn't want to clean up puke later.
Right. Yeah.
And by the way, let's Gianmarco, are you playing with a bell on your desk? By the way.
Oh, sorry. No, I moved the thing. No, oh, there.
That
It's done.
thing. That thing.
I have an OCD.
The
Here's
thing
my
that keeps
hands now.
going. That thing. But all right, we solved it. Anyway, I'll send you messages in chat as we go, okay? Keep an eye on that. Kemda took a CAT scan, teased this the other day, fainted right before the CAT scan.
Yeah.
Now, this is obviously, you had a tumor taken out and people got to keep an eye on you. That's what this was, right?
Yeah. So initially I had to go after the open heart surgery. I had to go every 6 months to check if anything's coming back. Now I have to go every year. Thank you, everybody. I am an expert though, because I've had like so many tests, you know. So I know this is going to be
The
fucked
open
up.
heart, forgive me, because my dad had a quintuple bypass last year. So this was to remove a tumor?
Yes, to remove a giant tumor.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But it went well.
Wow.
I'm still here. And I was taking my
Good.
annual test, and I haven't been able to take tests really so much, but here I was. And now I've done this a lot, not to brag, but you sit there in the chair beforehand. I wanted Xerxes to come in with me. That's not happening since COVID, and they're not putting that back into place. So I can always tell when it's a new person. Here's this new person. He looks at my arm looking for a vein. And I'm like, if he hasn't found it in 10 seconds, I'm fucking dead now. Okay. Then he couldn't find a vein, gets like a gun type thing to point at my arm where he wants to find a vein. That thing looks through my skin and shows where the veins are in like a sort of, what do you call it it's projecting it.
Okay.
So now he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, then give it up and ask someone else. Please stop looking for my vein. Then he's like, he must have said, fuck it. Put the gun down, got himself a little needle, started poking. Now, normally it's one fucking poke and then shit starts either coming out or going in. You know what I mean? Now and I don't look because I know like there's no reason to look at somebody poking you in that manner. So, but I feel the poke. I'm like, that's cool. I'm an adult. Then I feel the search. Have you ever had
poking
someone
inside looking around with a needle? Yes.
And you can't go, what you looking for? Because you know what he's looking for. And I'm like, is this how we're doing it? We're fishing for it. Okay. So I'm just standing, I'm like, I'm good, you know. And he's like, nope, we're going to have to find it somewhere else. And I'm like, I knew it. It's always the hand. It's always the fucking hand because my veins are all right out there. So he gets the thing, pokes it in my hand. Still fishes. And then now everything's good. I feel the shit flying in or going out or whatever the fuck is going on. And then he walks away. And there's a room full of people, but you have curtains in between you. Everybody's getting ready for some kind of test. It's all bad news in there. You're not in there because you got some good news. You're in there because you either just went through something, finding out if you're going to have to go through something, like all of it, you know? But
if ever you wanted a wall, it's that moment.
And
you don't want a curtain for this.
It's fine. Once you're in the hospital so much, you're like, my tits are out, my ass is out. They just opened me up and I'm still alive. We're good. It doesn't matter. I don't care. But just to give you the idea, he walked away, but there's no wall so he can hear me. And now here it comes. I'm like, oh shit, something's weird. So I go, excuse me, being very polite, which is very stupid. Don't do that. That's A. Excuse me, I say again. And now again, I could see you. And this is one room with like literally chair, curtain. So if I could see you, you can hear me. So I'm like, all right, let's get real. I'm like, I'm fainting. Oh. Excuse me, I'm fainting. I'm getting louder with the yelling of the fainting. He finally comes over. All of this happens within seconds, but he comes over. And maybe because I'm still saying the words I'm fainting, he's not like taking it super seriously. But I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm going. and I wish I was one of those people who fainted fast where they just wake up and go, oh, I must have been gone for a little while. What happened when I was away? No, I feel my brain shutting down. It feels like you're going to die. It shuts down here. Yes, it just goes from like layer to layer to layer. And I'm like, well, this is starting to feel fucked up, guys. I'm dying. And somebody else like comes in, removes my mask, which I still have to wear, moves my mask, puts on the oxygen, puts on the thing on the finger, puts the thing on the arm so they can check my blood pressure. And then I hear someone saying something to me, but I'm halfway gone. And then I'm like, well, let me clue in because she sounds like she's repeating herself. So I must be needing to do something.
Who is the president?
Yeah. So I'm like, let me pay attention for a second. I clue in and she's going, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. I'm like, breathing. I must be breathing. I'm like, let me try it anyway. And as soon as I inhale through the nose, she goes, there you are. I'm like, oh, this is working. I should have been listening. I was busy fainting. So I'm starting to come back, but it still feels like I'm dying. You know, it's just like halfway in and halfway out. And I'm reaching for someone because they're all like, they're touching me to try to like get things on me or get whatever. And I'm reaching, I'm like, I think it's going to be okay if I hold someone's hand or arm, whatever I can reach for. But as I'm reaching, I'm like, no, that's probably inappropriate. So I don't do it. And then I'm like, but I feel like I'm falling and I'm dying. I'm sure it'll be okay if I just touch someone's arm. And they're like, no, that seems very inappropriate. And then I go, oh, can you call my boyfriend? He's in the waiting room. And they go, oh, what's his name? And I'm like, I'm about to say, and they go, no, we're not going to call him until you look different. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay. And I'm trying to say he's going to be okay. Like he's not going to flip out if I look like I'm dying. And I'm like, his name is Xerxes. And they're like, sure is.
Xerxes the unicorn, the king of 300, right? Okay.
And it just eventually things got back to normal and I was breathing and I took the test. And for some reason, they wait a whole week before they tell you the answer. And you have to say that you're okay with getting the answer over the phone instead of waiting for an appointment. So they call a week later and the guy who makes the appointment calls. He's like, all right, we got your results, blah, blah, blah. You're good to hear them. And I'm like, I'm ready. And I'm like, please, as soon as the word ready hits the D, just say positive or negative. You know, like, don't wait. He goes, okay, so you're ready? I'm like, motherfucker. I go, yep. Ready.
It's like a game show sometimes, right?
Yeah.
We are positive that you are clear.
So he's saying, okay, so you're ready. Okay, yes. He goes, okay, hold on. I'll give you the nurse. And I'm like, oh, shit. Why aren't you saying it? Why are you calling me? Okay, hold for the nurse. The nurse comes on. How you doing? Great.
Right.
This is my favorite day, favorite time of the day. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Oh, good. Great. Good. So I'm going to give you your results. I'm like, I'm very patient right now. In fact, I am a patient. Right. And so, and
Kevin
they
starts counting her down. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Right. I'm fine. Everything's clear.
Oh.
It's all the same.
Okay, all right.
Good. I wonder if they did that because it was good, because it seems cruel if they say, how are you, before. I've done that. Right. I got a blood test once, and I got a voicemail that said, like, the doctor wants you to come in to discuss your blood results. And I called, and I don't think they're allowed to do this, but I was on the edge. And I got them to tell me the results right then and there. And they said, like, your cholesterol's a little high. And I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck all of you. How could you do this to someone? You understand? I don't know what they think. Someone must have, like, jumped off a roof one day when they got the results over the phone and they made this whole big thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And they, I don't know. It's the how are you? I wonder, because I'm like, oh, they're asking me how I am, and they're waiting because they need me to sit down and they need me to be okay.
Sure.
So
Can you
I'm
have
thinking,
a seat? That's the one.
Right.
If they say sit, why don't you sit down? Maybe they're, let's get a drum roll in here.
Yeah. Right. They go like, we hear you're a fainter. Want to sit for a second? Get comfortable. But no, everything's good. But they don't say like positive, negative, because those aren't the terms. They go, it's all clear. And I go, I'm clear for what? Surgery? Last time I was cleared for surgery. And they're like, it's all clear. Everything looks the same. I'm like, the same as what? When the tumor was there? And they're like, you don't have to come back for another year. And I go, that's the one. Thank you. All right. I'm good.
I remember I was at the hospital for something unrelated, and they go, hey, while you're here, do you want an AIDS test? I'm like, it sounds free, sure. And then they come back later, and they close the curtains after they gave me the test. It's another person with the first doctor. It's like, so we have your results. I'm like, okay, but you're closing a curtain. And I wasn't even nervous about AIDS until now. Right. And then he goes, if you got bad news. And I'm like, just give it to me. If you got bad news, are you suicidal?
Holy shit.
I have AIDS. I have to imagine. And then they go, I'm like, no, I'm not suicidal. Okay, do you have friends you can talk to? And I'm like, sure. I know the answer you want is yes. So yes, sure. I have friends I'll talk to about AIDS. And they go, okay, negative. And I'm like, I don't know what positive negative means now. I'm like, do I have AIDS? Then it's like, no. And then I'm like, okay, do I have HIV? And then they go, no. I'm like, and that's it? Yeah, you're good. Then what the fuck was all this? And I ripped the curtains open. Fuck you.
It would be funny if you said, no, I don't have any friends. And they said, okay, well, why don't you go out, try to join a bowling league or something. Come back when you've established some good male friendships.
Yeah, I mentioned, by the way, how during this last week, first of all, some time ago, I went to Fire Island. Adam Brown was over there. And it's the first vacation I took in a long time. Then I'm like, all right, let's do more of this. We're going to take off a week for Labor Day. Let me go visit somebody else. And the last minute, I call up Brother Love, lives in Nashville, and I go, hey, what do you think? And be honest, this is last minute. Maybe this is a long time, but I'm off for a week. Should I come and visit you and stay for a week? And he goes, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no.
And I go, okay. And, it'll be from this day to that day. Yeah, no problem. I'm free. It'll be great. Then I get the tickets. I go, here's my ticket.
How long? Were you actually going to stay there for a whole week?
Yes. Yeah.
And you got tickets for a whole week?
Yes.
Okay. What were his plans? Did you guys talk about it?
No plans. He's cool for a week.
Okay.
I choose to believe you.
It's been a while since I spoke to Brother Love, but when he jumps in with no problem, I'm like, you didn't check anything. I don't like that you didn't check anything. I know you have a schedule. I know you have a wife. I believe you have a pet.
Yes.
So why don't you check with someone?
He's a yes man in that anything you say, yes. He doesn't want to miss a party. Yeah. I like if he's around and somebody goes, hey, do you want some blah, blah, blah? And he's like, yes. What is it? And I'm like, you said yes and didn't know what it is. And he's like, I didn't want to miss out. But no, thank you. I don't need that. So I go, hey, you know what? Just make sure, so thank you. Thank your wife. And, what did I write? I have it exactly here. Tell her thanks too. We don't want to surprise her, And then he wrote back, I already bought the ticket. Not sure what kind of mood she's in right now. I'll wait for the right time.
What does that mean? You're for the right time to what? Tell her
I'm going to be there for a week in your house.
Tickets. I can't.
So I get there.
What do you mean? So you get there?
That means that he's going to do the same check with his wife that they did with you at the hospital. They're going to say,
yes.
Before I tell you this, do you get suicidal at Bad News? Do you have friends?
Right.
Keith is staying for a week.
So I got to his house. I was there before him. He left me a key. And I'm starting to think, and you know what? A week is a long time. Maybe I didn't think it through. We're adults. I'm like a child. I don't give a fuck. But
have you ever planned a vacation by yourself?
No.
Okay. I just put that together. Isn't that interesting?
So then it hit me like, okay, maybe a week is too long. And I texted, I made it. Also, being in your way for a week was probably pretty forward of me. Let me know any special music or plans that you got. He's a musician. And maybe I'll see my brother instead after 3 days or so. Go to Chicago. Anyway, thanks. We'll rock this town. And he wrote back, welcome, and then wrote, and thanks for that.
Oh,
so I'm ready to kill myself.
Oh, my God.
Thanks for telling me you don't want to stay a week. Motherfucker, I asked you.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Now I just feel like a piece of shit as I'm waiting. I'm in his house by myself, and I'm like, this is the dumbest idea I've ever done. Now, he got there, and, him and his wife, and...
Did he tell his wife yet? Do you know if he told his wife yet?
Yeah, but I think this is what happened. I think they were at an airport. They were coming back from somewhere, and I think that's when he told her. And then she was probably like, a week? Do you know we're doing a show. He's in Nashville. We're doing a show in Alabama. We're going to have to leave. We're doing this. We're doing that. That's what happened. And then he went, oh, shit. And then I said, coincidentally, maybe not a week. And he went, oh, God, thanks for saying that.
And you guys are close.
Yes.
And so, and I know that like in the adult circle, that is, let's say Keith and the girl or Keith or me or whatever, I think we can handle it. I think that he would know that you would go, hey, I can come for a week. And he goes, no, man, like come next month or something. When's your next week off? But he can't do it.
So on the way over, he sent like his schedule, like, oh, there's a rehearsal 6 to 8. The next day we have a gig. The next day I have to fly to Jasper, Alabama. And I go, that's your wife who just wrote that. Go, tell this motherfucker what we have to do.
Oh my God, that's awful.
So then but as soon as we see him, we're talking easily, you know, everybody's fine, the wife's fine. But I did say, hey, so I got a new ticket, I'm gonna leave Saturday. Anyway, time goes by. I'll tell you some stuff we did, but we have a bunch of fun.
And by the way, just for like, I don't know if you're new and you don't know Brother Love, as soon as he does get home, I do picture him going like, it's good to see you. And it is good. And they can leave you there. And his wife is so fucking cool that like, I'm sure she was a pleasure once, you know, you saw each other.
Well, even at one point they brought up it's the start of football. And they go, there's we can see the Pittsburgh game, who I'm into. And Nashville will be playing right after. We'll see both of those. They go, are you gonna be here on Sunday? And I go, what the fuck is happening? I go, no, I'm leaving Saturday. They go, oh, that's too bad. That would have been fun. What the fuck is happening? Motherfuckers.
You know what's happening? Adults in their 40s who have never looked at their schedules before.
And it's been so long since I've even been on an airplane. Like, I forgot how you even get your ticket. I'm like, they said it's good and I paid the money. And then later they go, all right, time to check in. I'm like, oh, that's my ticket. I bought a soda right before I went through security. I totally forgot what to do. You know, the $17 sodas? Oh, well. But I did good. There were a total of 3 flights because I went to Chicago later. And I was only had to be paged by the airport once. So I did not do too bad at all.
Why were you paged?
So, the timing. Blah, blah, blah.
What happened?
Just a little late, and so they got to page you, you know. They got to call you on the phone and go, where are you? I don't know. Where the fuck was I? I'm trying to walk through an airport, kind of. I don't know. I go through the wrong tunnel. I'm on the plane already somehow. I don't know.
Can I ask, do you, and John Marco, you travel a lot too. Do you get to the airport, get to your gate, and then do the coffee, the looking around or whatever? Or do you like dick around first?
I am a Delta Gold member now. I mean, I fly every weekend, so I now get the lounge. And once I got that lounge, and now that I have a free breakfast, I get to that airport to have an hour at least in the lounge. So I get in, I have TSA pre-check, I have clear, I get in, I sit, I have 3 meals in the span of 10 minutes. And I am ready to go.
You throw up on the campfire.
Throw up on the campfire. They try to make it so you can't take anything to go, but I have my ways. I know how to use the coffee cups to get more boiled eggs onto the plane.
Sure.
And then sometimes I cut it a little close. I stay in that lounge a little too long, and I get there like right before I know. And you got to be careful because if you're in LaGuardia, that airport is big. That airport is very big. But now that I have the lounge, I feel good.
Okay, that's expert level. Yeah. I know Keith is not going to get there for a while. Yeah. Mike G is saying, did Keith get the confidence to fly alone after taking the train a couple weeks ago alone?
Yeah, yes. And I'm on that New Jersey Transit to go to Newark because that was the cheapest one. That was and I got it all correct. In fact, I used my veterans card that I just got and saved $10 on the New Jersey Transit train, like
That's
$30 to $20. That's a big deal. But let me tell you guys a little secret, and I'm going to allow this. Just say you're a veteran. It's insulting for them to look at your card. No, how about a bank error in our favor? I allow it. I, a United States soldier, allow you to do that.
Wow.
Just say. And by the way, nobody ever knows what this is. I did it on some $20, fajita at the airport, and I got $1.83 back. That was their employee discount. They don't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do.
Foggy Bottom, no joke, while he's listening to this, is in line to get their VA card.
It's worth it.
And by the way, they started at the start of this episode. They just came back with still in line.
Right.
Wow.
No, it's this is a second war you have to go through, but you save a couple bucks here and there. And on that New Jersey Transit, these people that run the train, they're not worried about getting stabbed randomly. Somebody says, how many stops to the airport? And they go, 3 stops to the airport. And the guy goes, sorry, how many? I just told you 3 stops to the airport. Then the guy gives me a look like, right, this idiot. And I'm like, I don't want to get thrown off the train. Yeah, he's a fucking moron. Like, you're not, pick up a newspaper like I do. There's stabbings going on. What is wrong with you?
I like how Keith theoretically threatens everyone. He's like, in theory, you will be stabbed.
Yes.
He's like my mother. Like, you just don't go outside. Men will get you. I'm like, well,
Right.
she wasn't wrong. But, you know.
I realized he was showing me the Nashville Batman building. Every city has a Batman building, right?
What?
Chicago brags about a Batman building. New York has a building that was used in the Batman movies. It's the building that usually has that happens too, and they pretend it's Batman's place. 2 giant, pillars on the side that go into an angle like ears. Like Batman went, I don't want anybody to know who I am, but that's kind of fucking funny. The clue's right there. 2 giant Batman ears.
I want to know what it's like to be hosting Keith and showing him around and going, that's the Batman building. Because I imagine he goes, oh.
You shouldn't be. That's the one you should
In a
be.
movie. I go to movies. And this is it now. I have to go to a movie again. Batman. That's real. Batman's real.
So I leave and they tell me, oh, I wish you could have stayed longer. You know, people push it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you had to go. That was so fun.
No, I didn't have to go.
Right. So then I decided, then I'll go to Chicago and see my brother. And my brother is talking about Chicago like he fucking invented it, how much better it is than New York.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
You changing your plane ticket. How did you do that?
I use Hopper, Hopper. It's the easiest app. They find you the cheapest stuff.
Okay, because I was wondering if you just let that other ticket go and
I did because it was a round trip deal on Hopper, so I only used half of it. So they can't even figure out how to give half back.
Okay,
So
that
whatever.
sucks. Yeah.
But in Chicago, I did try your donut pizza, Chicago. I was expecting a happy birthday when they brought this fucking cake out. Yeah, New York's better. New York pizza's better.
It's not. Why are we calling those 2 things pizza? I don't understand this.
Yeah.
How is Chicago pizza? John Marco, you've had both of these, right? You're world traveling, man.
I was just in Chicago 3 weeks ago, and I got a deep dish, and I couldn't even cut it. I couldn't even have a slice. You can't have a slice of this shit. You
Right.
have a goopy piece that you barely broke off. That's not pizza.
Yeah.
It's
You
a
can't say,
cheese
can I have a
pie.
piece of pizza? Can I have a blob? Can I have a blob? Try to get a little crust in there if you can.
Well, even their hot dog, the Chicago dog, that's not a hot dog. That's a salad, and maybe there's a hot dog in it. You're just putting peppers so I can't taste your shitty hot dog that isn't Nathan's. You throw in tomatoes. Here's a pickle to confuse you. Too much. Come on. But we do all these things in Chicago, and you know what my favorite thing was? It made me think of I think it was Iceland, and what a great fun vacation. But birds happened to land on me. 2 birds on my shirt. That was the highlight. I'm like, take a picture. There's 2 birds and they're looking at me.
It is so funny. You know that like when Keith says things like I was in Iceland, I'm like, someone took you to Iceland.
Of course.
Keith would never go like, I gotta go somewhere. Iceland's a thing. Name one thing that you would go do in Iceland.
Right. So in Chicago, my favorite thing out of everything is that my brother had a pedal assist bike, but even better than pedal assist. You don't have to pedal. It's a moped.
Full throttle.
It's the greatest thing. I'm going to get one.
Really?
Yes.
You're getting one in New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll ride on the street. I don't give a fuck.
No, it's fine. I think you'll be fine. But have you tried riding a bicycle here?
For what?
No, just for like the pedal assist.
This is easier. This is easier than a bike. This is all on its own. You don't even have to start the bike with your foot.
No, it's like a motorcycle.
Yeah, so you're so much more in control. So no, I'm not messing with anything less than perfection. I took that bad boy to 19 miles per hour. Sorry, but I ride the wind now, and there's no way I would even check what it'd be like to go back.
Wow. Helmet or no helmet?
No helmet.
He's got to feel the wind in his hair.
You gotta breathe. You gotta live. I feel the wind in my skin. You gotta breathe. Other people, yes. I mean, if I have like 10 accidents a day, like him, yeah, wear a helmet. But we'll see. We'll see. My brother Ken. I got worried at first because unlike Brother Love, he had an itinerary all planned. There was something in the morning, afternoon, evening. I'm like, I think I'm going to let you down. And he goes,
That makes you nervous?
yeah. I go, everything's just timed. He's like, no, I have something for morning, all of morning. We could do it whenever. We have something for all of afternoon. I'm like, all right. And of course, some things go wrong. And I'm like, well, I think you should cancel this reservation you made and had to put a $50 down payment on it.
For what?
It's just some fancy place. I think it was called the Godfrey. People from Chicago will know what that is. Somebody brought up this point. Slate on Twitter wrote, reservations are so embarrassing. Like, hi, I'm here for my spaghetti appointment. Please arrive 15 minutes before your scheduled spaghetti. The absolute worst
is so nice of your brother.
Yeah, the absolute worst is arriving for your spaghetti appointment and being told by the manager that you're underdressed for the spaghetti appointment. But not to worry, they have a loaner jacket you can wear to enjoy the spaghetti. I called earlier. You promised to feed me so I don't have to do it myself. Yeah, I'm like, fuck them. You'll get your money back. Figure it out. But no.
I hate restaurants with dress code requirements. I went with my dad to a place called the Harvard Club, and I was wearing a T-shirt, and so they gave me a jacket that looked like it was left behind by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It was a gigantic jacket. They gave me a tie. They insisted I wear a tie. I had no collar. So they had me put a tie over my T-shirt with this gigantic suit, and it's like, who is this for? It is just to shame me. You might as well put a dunce cap, be like, he fucked this up. And it was, no one's looking at, ooh, look at this fancy businessman in his wool tarp.
Right.
He must be hiding degrees in his sleeves. It was so humiliating.
Who's this three kids in a trench coat asshole? Yeah.
It looked like 3 kids in a trench coat, but 2 of the kids were running late. And just one was there trying to get past.
Right. Let me ask the jury this. All right, everybody. My brother, he lives in a nice skyscraper. On one of the floors is a little rec area. Just a little pool table, big open space. And we're about to go in, and I see 2 people already playing pool. And I go, okay, let's leave. Let's come back later. And I'm bringing this up to the jury because he really laughed at me. Like, this is the dumbest thing he's ever heard. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. Is it bar rules? Do I put a quarter down? I'll play the winner. Then maybe I can play my brother. Like, I just stare and wait until you feel uncomfortable to leave the game. If I'm with my brother, don't interrupt us.
Right.
That's the way I think. So I left. Then later we came back. Those people are gone. And a group of 4 was about to walk in with at least a 2-liter soda. They're ready to party. And then they walked away. And I'm like, boom, see, Ken? These people get it. You don't just come and wait. Am I right or am I wrong?
I think I never had a rec center. It's weird. So I don't know the rules of a rec center, but I understand leaving. I understand that you want to have an experience and that this rec center is most likely not being used usually. So if they're here, let them have their party, like whatever that 2-person party is, so that we can party later by ourselves.
Right.
Because, you look around like Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, whatever, all of New York City, there's like balconies and a lot of spaces, which is like hot real estate, right? You look up any building, any time of day or night, no one's on their balcony. No one is using these extracurriculars. And now in Long Island City here, it's all luxury buildings. Not only do they have like a pool on the roof, a pool table, a lounge, an ice maker, full fridge, like a barbecue on the roof. They also are now putting in golf things. Have you seen this? This is the
where
latest.
You practice in a corner. Yeah.
Yes, it's the latest in amenities for luxury buildings that are coming up right now. You only need enough space for like racquetball, let's say, because it's just you're throwing it against the net and it's telling you how far you went. But this is why rent is even more in luxury buildings, because you get to throw that ball to the wall.
What do you think, John Marco? Am I correct or is my dumb brother correct?
I'll give you a win on this one. I think you were in the right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what made you say that? That's interesting.
I saw the beam.
You can't phrase the poll. If you're gonna make this the poll, You cannot phrase, am I right or is my dumb brother right? Okay.
That's not a fair. That's not a fair
Okay,
election.
okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Leading the witness.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out something. I saw the bean. I'm like, oh, the bean. So that was short, but okay.
Like the coffee place or the person?
The Chicago. It's a big silver blob.
The gate cloud that nobody calls it. Yeah, it's that art piece that's a big mirror, like a kidney,
like a bean,
like a kidney,
like a kidney bean.
Right.
Like a bean. Yes.
There we go. All right, I went for coffee. We've the bean here.
He's like, look at these giant faces. They spit water. I'm like, right. I just saw it though. Next. Do you get into that stuff? Like, oh, the fountain. I'm like, yeah, and we can keep walking. I was looking at it as we walked to it. I don't gotta meditate next to it.
Yeah, I'll do it once, and then I'm always disappointed. The only art piece that ever lived up to me was the David in Florence, Italy. Right. Everything else, that was the one art piece that I saw, and I was like, wow. But that wow was 10 seconds.
Right. Wow, they actually drew a penis on him. Wow.
And I know that you fully mean it, and it's really nice, but it is the most snobby thing you've ever said. I have to believe that. Like, when I've seen art, and by the way, I'm VIP in the lounge. I've traveled plenty. And of all the art that I've seen, I have to say, I paused 10 seconds only. I paused at David.
I'm saying if you go to the Mona Lisa, you're like, how is this? Who's lying? Who's the first person that said that this should be seen?
Right.
It is one of the most boring things I've ever seen in my life. But the David, the exquisite David. You say Florence, it's called Firenze, actually, if you say it in the proper Italian.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you already said the douchiest thing, but you topped yourself.
I go by whatever they put on the shot glass that's $17. That's the way I pronounce it.
Are you still buying shot glasses?
I switched to, I quit drinking. I switched to magnets.
Magnets. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair.
And by the way, there is something about the genitalia. You guys have this, some art institute, something or other. They have the lions on each side. New York Public Library has that too. But I have to look all around, and they got the balls on the back of it. I'm like, wow. And I get it. I mean, we have that bull in Wall Street, big fucking. I mean, it's like shine from everybody likes to touch it. But it's always amazing. Like, and now I draw the balls. I picture an artist as a but he's like, now I get to do the balls. I wonder if they start with the balls. Like, that's the fun part.
See, this is like Keith comes visit you, and you're like, look at my city, and he's like, look at your balls. The balls are shiny. The balls are shiny in our downtown too. We could keep walking now. Did your brother take it well, the way you responded to his schedule, to it not going well, to you skipping it?
Yes, but I showed him the ticket that I was coming on Saturday. But before I bought the ticket, I was thinking I was going to come Friday. And so I said Friday. But I showed him the ticket. That's the proof is in the paper. So when he made the schedule, it was one day off, and I think that really disturbed him for a minute.
No.
But everything was fine. We had a lovely time. It started raining, so we watched that Cobra Kai piece of shit where apparently nobody's embarrassed. They didn't take one karate lesson. Good for them. And it was a good time. You know what? I'll tell you another thing that was my favorite, as if I was some child. We went to a party. We were going to some dinner, Cindy's Rooftop. It's at the Chicago Athletic Association. Real fancy place, so not diverse at all. Anyway, I noticed that looking around. As soon as you notice it, I'm like, I'm from New York, and I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, I happen to be dressed nice wearing Ken's clothes. So if you want to come in and enjoy this fun that I had, just dress nice and be white. So it felt like a real... I don't know. It was a real snobby place. Something about it I was like, you know what I'm going to do is okay. I crashed the party. Meaning I just stole drinks, and they had these like decanters with ice that you do the little valve and the drink comes out. And so I took from a non-alcoholic one. My brother took from the alcoholic one. The alcoholic one had more missing, so he had to actually tilt it. We're in this private party area, and then we go out and we look over this rooftop, and like, honest to God, like I'm 18 years old. I'm like, they don't even know. They don't even know. Then went on another floor of this place, and somebody was having a business meeting, and all this food was laid out. I took a chicken sandwich. He's vegetarian. He only got a broccoli and hummus, but it's not about the food. It's about the thrill. I can't tell you how jacked I was on this stupidity.
Keith, you're finally realizing why people are excited to be white.
I'm getting it.
He's like, oh my God, if you're white, you could just like walk into places and they give you food and drink and nobody kicks you out and they just assume you're supposed to be there.
Yeah, it's insane.
Just borrow your brother's suit, bro.
I picture people hearing this and being like, Chicago Athletic Association, Keith, everything's free for us. Idiot.
Right.
I'm all covert. I can't believe I got away with this.
Was your brother nervous about going into a private party?
He was all into it. No, he was all into it. Like we found a table that people poured water into but didn't drink it, and they weren't there for whatever reason. So we grabbed it, chugged the water, and then we had our glasses. It was very, very exciting. Isn't Chicago, though, one of the murder capitals of the world? Because these guys do clean up after themselves. It is a beautiful city where I was.
Yeah, I think it just depends where in Chicago you are. Because the parts I was in, I felt safer than most of New York these days.
Right.
So no criticisms to Chicago.
It's funny to me how we reuse names of cities, towns, and countries. That I'm looking for the subway. The subway says to Harlem, and I'm like, no, Keith, you know better. There's no way this train goes to Harlem. They have a Harlem. They have a California. Nashville had a Lebanon. And they don't pronounce it Lebanon. They pronounce it Lebanon. It's Lebanon. Like, no fucking way it is. But are these names so great? You gotta reuse them. I don't know. But in general, very, very fun. I say in general because you can't get food at midnight, and it made me miss bodegas.
Mm-hmm.
I said this the other day. There is something about home sweet home where, as beautiful as Chicago was, I get home and I'm like, this makes sense. That guy's eating his shit.
Well, Keith, just in case you want to bother anyone else for a week or any amount of time, you should know we have a week off in October coming.
Oh, I should buy now. They're much cheaper.
Yeah, and maybe let someone know first and, heads up. So I'm giving you your heads up. And then you can give whoever your heads up. Maybe Mark gets a visit. He doesn't have to tell his boyfriend right before you come.
By the way, how do I tell my brother this? Ken wants to host people at his place for Christmas.
Oh, great.
His place is so small. How do I tell him that? Like, I'm on an air mattress in the living room, and it's like a New York City apartment. How do I tell him?
You tell your siblings to get a hotel.
Okay. All right, done.
Let him host.
Okay. All right. So here's what you want to do, guys. I'm telling you right now. You want to talk to the wife of whoever you're going to visit whenever you're visiting them. You also want to.
If you're one of Keith's friends.
Right. You want to download John Marco's podcast. It's called Downside.
Yes. The Downside, wherever you listen to your podcast, or watch it on YouTube, which everyone seems to be doing now.
There you go. How do you feel about that? That we have to do it on YouTube now? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it too much?
I mean, I just got to check if I have any food in my teeth. But other than that, that's all.
All right.
Sometimes people criticize me. They see me, my feet. And sometimes people leave some strange comments about my feet. I've gotten 2 requests for feet pics. So, that could be an option. Just an extra side hustle instead of a Patreon, just some feet pics.
Yeah. That's your OnlyFans.
I'm busy showing off my T-shirts right now. But yeah, that sounds like an idea. See that? You could, type in his name into however you stream stuff. Check out Shelf Life. It's a very fun half hour. And then people want to see your stand-up dates. Well, what's the best way to play it? Well, I'll tell you, Jean Marco. Here's what people do. It's funny when it freezes only at the end. I'll take it for here, Jean Marco. Go to JeanMarcoCeraci.com, just like you would think it's pronounced. And that's that. All right. Oh, there he is. Hey, you're back.
Sorry, it froze for a second. I'm here.
Perfect.
I hope you sang my praises. Yeah.
We got everything out there, and people will check you out.
And check him out on YouTube. And if he has something in his teeth, make sure you let him know in the comments. The algorithm is just such that the comment is good enough.
And right now, the feet pics, we're doing 50 per foot. Depends on the angle and the lighting, but I'm available for whatever you need.
How much for used socks?
Used socks, but I mean, I got $2, $2 a sock, a pair for $3.
There you go.
You got it.
Very nice seeing you again. Thanks a lot for your time.
Really good to see you. Take care, guys.
Have a good weekend, everybody. KeithAndTheGirl.com/VIP. Check it out.